Calm down. Who's dead?
What?
Who? Vito?
Vito?
Vito's dead?
Oh, I'm not surprised.
Ladies and gentlemen, bootleggers and flappers, I think by now we've all figured out that there's a murder has taken place of Vito the Boss Vitali, head of the Vitali crime family. Now, some of you may know me as the doll who worked for the boss, but I have no choice but to tell you now, I am Detective Ellie Hayes. Yes, I'm a dick. Dick meaning undercover cop, by the way. I admit it, I'm an undercover agent for the Pinkertons, sent here to take down the very man one of you just murdered in cold blood. I was sent here some months ago to pose as eye candy for the boss, but meanwhile, I was gathering intel on all of you and your nefarious dealings. I'm sorry to say, but once a Pinkerton, always a Pinkerton. No forward feelings, I hope, but I would like to apologize to one person, however. My dear friend, Miss Olive Sweets. Olive, I hope you'll forgive me my background, but I could really use your help right now. What do you say, my friend?
Well, I mean, I grew up in the mob, so I'm kind of used to people not being honest with me. But I'm your friend to the end. I'll help you. Sure thing, chicken wing.
You're swell, Olive. Thanks. Now you better run off and call the police. Tell them a Pinkerton's on the case. It'll probably be solved by the time they get here.
Okay.
All right. I don't see any reason to draw out this ruse of mine any longer, so let us get a wiggle on. Due to my keen investigative skills and knowledge of the key players here, I have already discovered the 6 suspects that all have the motive and means to have committed this dastardly crime. Now, without further ado, let's all give a Bronx cheer. That's blowing a raspberry to those of you who don't know. To our set of suspects. Natasha, the Madame Krovopuskov, the local madam, if you couldn't tell by her name.
Hello, I'm Natasha Krovopuskov.
One of Natasha's girls, Anastasia the Wolf Volkov.
Hi, guys and dolls.
Rival mob boss, Patrick the Butcher O'Leary.
Good evening.
His underling, Willie O'Connor, also goes by Cannonball.
Good evening to you.
Anthony Fat Tony Pizarro, conciliary to the boss.
How you doing?
And finally, Valentina Vitali, his wife. Well, widow, I guess now.
Hello.
You'll all get a chance to hear each suspect defend themselves, but before that, my assistant and I feel it's vital that you know about a few things we saw during the party before the murder of the boss Vito. But first, I need to deputize a lot of you, because we do things right here at the Pinkerton Agency. As I stated before, a murder has taken place, and it's up to me and Olive to solve it. However, with so many suspects, and it's going to be difficult even for us to do it all by ourselves. Therefore, I've decided to deputize all of you so you can help me in this investigation. I need you to be my eyes and ears. Listen to anything strange. Look for stories that don't add up. Someone is not telling the truth, and it's your job to find out who. Therefore, if you will all raise your right hands and repeat after me, I do solemnly swear to uphold the law and help solve this crime. I will do as instructed by Detective Ellie Hayes and Assistant Detective Olive Sweets. I'll pay attention, and I will work with my fellow deputies to close this case. All right, guys, let's get to work.
I called the police, boss, and they'll be here as soon as they're done with another thing across town. But they're going to be here, but they said that they trust that you'll be able to handle it.
Awesome. Thank you, Olive. Take a breather. We're gonna look at some of these scenes that we saw before the boss was murdered and see what we can find out from the clues that we see from it. All right. It's time for us to tell you what we saw before the terrible, ghastly, horrific murder, and we saw these scenes play out during the party between our suspects, and we feel that you need to be familiar with them. Listen carefully. I'll describe them as clearly as I can, and so will Olive, so you can almost picture them in your minds. And I don't know if all of you remember, but the boss's big toast at the beginning of the evening, everyone was there, and for those of you who were late, this is what Olive and I remember from that.
Hey, can I have a little quiet here? Show a little respect. Now, some of you don't know me. I'm Vito Vitale. People call me the boss, but that's not right. I'm Don Vitale. And I organized this event tonight. I'm the third generation of the Vitale family. And I've organized this family so we make more money and got more business than my father or grandfather ever had. Now, this meeting tonight, it didn't come off exactly how I had planned. But because of my organizational skills, we can fix this. I'll make sure that everyone gets the territory they deserve. And my right-hand man, he's like a son to me, Tony. He'll distribute the money so you all get your fair share. Of course, since I organize everything, I get a little more. And we're gonna do just fine. So now I'd like to make a toast to the future, to our partnership, to our success, and to everyone's good health. Salute.
And now I would like to make a toast to Vito. May you taste the sweetest pleasures that your fortune e'er bestowed. And may all your friends here this evening remember all the favors you're owed.
That's real nice, Butcher. I appreciate it. So let's get on from this. I need another drink, Eddie. I'm getting dry.
Yeah, that was some toast. Oh God. The next thing I saw was like really weird. I was telling you about it before the murder, Ellie. Like I saw Patrick the butcher, who is the head of the Irish mob, talking to Valentina, the wife of the boss Vito.
That was really
weird.
weird.
It was really weird. Like you shouldn't see those two people talking in the way that they were. Well, this is what I saw.
That toast was a little bold, even for you.
Well, you know, what went on in the meeting and the way he was acting tonight, he's lucky that's all I said. He's also lucky he's still in one piece.
How'd the meeting go?
Well, same as always. Vito was drunk, insulting everyone, using the word third generation at least 20 times before we finally stopped counting. I mean, he's just talking about taking over everyone's territory. It ain't gonna happen.
I love you. I know.
Well, he doesn't know that we have Tony all set up for us.
No, he doesn't have a clue. You've been running him like a great puppeteer. He's your little puppet. He has no idea that Tony's working for us.
People don't call me the marionette for nothing.
Oh, I know. Well, look, we've got everything taken care of and set up for Thursday. We'll have a good deal going down Thursday and it'll make us all rich. Speaking of riches, I've got something in the car for you. I'm gonna go get it. Be right back.
Yeah, that doesn't seem like that's supposed to be happening between the wife of one mob boss and the head of another mob. But I mean, I'm only undercover. Maybe I don't know the workings of the mob life. It's possible. I did, however, see an interesting interaction between Natasha and Anastasia over in the library. They were talking real secretive about something. I don't know what it was.
Oh my.
Anastasia, you have been best worker since I took you in off street years ago. And I have enjoyed every minute of it, and think of you as my right-hand woman.
And I'm so grateful for you, Natasha. You helped me out in such a bad time in my life. Thank you so much.
You are very welcome. Now, as you know, Vito is getting older and will no longer be around. And once he is gone, I plan to take over, and I want you by my side.
Oh, I would greatly appreciate that, Natasha. You have no idea. But I gotta let you know, I overheard Tony the other night at the bar, and he was talking about how maybe he would take over the family, and he had some ideas.
Tony, Fat Tony, why are you listening? Why are you even around, Fat Tony? You know my rules about boys.
You know, Natasha, I was at the bar, and Tony was at the bar, and I had to eavesdrop a little bit on the conversation. That's all. I know your number one rule: no boys. You can trust me.
That's right. I want to be able to trust you. You know what happened to Misty when she broke my rules? This is all that's left of Misty. Do not end up like Misty.
That sounded a little bit like a threat.
Yeah, and now I'm really worried that something terrible happened to Misty. I've been wondering where she's been.
We haven't seen her for a few weeks.
No. Oh God. All right, we have to focus on this murder, right? Well, Anastasia, she was busy because I saw another conversation that she had a little bit later in the bar with the boss, with the Don Vito. And I have never seen her talk to anyone, especially the boss, like this. It was really interesting, Ellie.
Let's look at it.
Anastasia, good evening.
I thought I smelt some trash fly into this bar.
The only trash is what I dump in the river for people who don't pay attention.
You're ruining my drink, Vito. Can you go away now?
I don't go anywhere that I don't want to go.
You know what, Vito? I have a few things that I need to say to you. You've been losing this family some money. Tony runs it all. Your boss doesn't, or your wife doesn't even care about you. So why don't you just scram?
Tony's my right-hand man. He's a son to me, or like a son anyway. He does what I tell him, because I pay him real good.
Of course he does what you tell him to do, Vito, because you pay him while you're losing the family some money.
I'm not losing any money. We're making more than my father or grandfather ever made.
Vito, I can think of two people that could run this family better than you can. And one of them doesn't even wear pants.
That's not going to happen. No one's going to listen to a broad trying to run things. She ain't got the brains. She ain't got the know-how.
A woman can do whatever a man can do. You know what, Vito? You think you're top dog, but you're not going to be top dog forever.
Where are you going?
See?
I don't know that I would talk to Vito that way.
I don't think
It's a
anyone
little-
would talk to him that way.
It's a little bold. But then again, I feel like that kind of was a common theme, because when I saw Vito and the butcher and Fat Tony talking over by the library, it was not a pleasant conversation.
Hey,
Look,
butcher.
Vito, I don't know how you think you can run all the territory around here, as drunk as you always are, and wasting your time womanizing with every woman in town. And I don't know how you think we're going to have any peace around here when all you do is threatening everybody.
I don't run the whole territory. You got your share. I don't want the stuff, the area that you got. But I'll tell you one thing, you gotta up the quality of your hooch. That watered down stuff ain't selling in my bars and my restaurants and my clubs. Get better stuff.
Better than that grape juice you're pushing. Look it, you are drunk as usual, and you're just pissing everybody off tonight. Now, you're lucky that you've got some people that work for you that actually may have half a brain and know how to do stuff. All right?
Tony is my right-hand man. He does what I tell him, but I'm the one who tells him. I'm the third generation head of this family. He knows better.
I'm not so sure about that.
What do you mean?
Hey, I hear raised voices over here. Better be in celebration. Vito, looks like you're getting low on your drink. Why don't you go over to the bar? I'll take care of Butcher here, okay?
All right. I'll see you in a few minutes.
All right. Butcher, what are you doing? Why are you like yanking his chain like that?
Oh, come on. It's so fun to yank his chain. And it's so easy. I mean, look at him.
You know what? When you tick him off like that, he yells at me. Capiche? I don't want to listen to that. Now,
Don't
are we
worry
doing for
about
Thursday
it.
night?
Everything's set for Thursday. Now, you've got the culprits taken care of. We're not going to have any trouble like the last time.
Everything's ready to go. The coppers are paid. We're going to move some great hooch, and we're going to make a lot of money.
All right, good. I don't
All
want
right,
any
I'll see
trouble
you
like the last
Thursday.
time.
All right, I'll see you Thursday.
All right, I'll see you.
Hey,
Vito.
come on.
Well, that seemed a little shady.
Yeah, I mean, this whole party is shady. Well, I saw another scene with the butcher, and he was talking to Willie by the door, and that was really weird. And then Vito came in. Look, I'll just tell you what I saw. This is what I saw. It was real weird.
All right, Willie, I just talked to Fat Tony. We're all set for Thursday. Now, the last time we had some troubles. Those coppers showed up, and I'm not so sure that it was one of my people that was telling them. Only 3 people knew, Willie. You, me, and Fat Tony.
Well, clearly it was
It might have been
Tony.
you. Was it you?
No, it was Tony. It couldn't have been me.
And it better not have been you. Otherwise, there'll be a trip out to the hog farm.
All right, boss.
You know what that means, don't you? Better not find you doing anything. Now, I'm going to go see about a girl.
Hey, Willie. You know, they call you the cannonball, but they should call you a loose cannon because you talk too much. If you're gonna snitch, you snitch to me. Otherwise, there could be really bad consequences for you.
Look, Vito, I'll do whatever you say, but if any word gets out, I won't be the only one sleeping with the hogs. Now, if you excuse me, I've got business to attend to.
Okay then. Well, on that note, now that we've relived some of the tense moments leading up to the murder, it's time to hear each suspect tell you their side of the story. Listen carefully for clues and make notes of questions to ask later on. Make sure you save your questioning for once we gather more clues about the case. All right. I think our first. Go ahead, Olive.
Oh, well, yeah. Our first person is Natasha. Remember, she's the madam,
right.
furious from Russia, and she runs, a gentleman's club. And well, let's hear from her. Go ahead, Natasha.
I am Natasha Krovopusko. They call me the Madame. You know why. I came to America from Russia as a young woman to start over my life. I wanted to be a great businesswoman. So I opened a nightclub in heart of city. Once prohibition began, nightclubs closed, so I changed my business to stay open. During day, we have women's lingerie show. But at night, we have secret club for gentlemen. Is a way to make living. Vito, or the boss, as he wanted all to call him, was frequent patron of my club. No secret, but my club is so popular with men in city that I am now invited to dinners and meetings between rival families. Vito even had to admit I am a powerful woman, maybe as powerful as he. I cannot say I'm sorry Vito is gone. It was his time. He had many enemies. In motherland, he would have disappeared long ago. Yes, we were rivals too. He was intimidated by me. All men are intimidated by me. Vito thought I should be at home, helpless, and leave business to husband. Well, I have no husband and do not want husband. So I feel he did not respect me as equal. He was rude and usually drunk when he came to my establishment. And my girls tell me he treated them bad. I had to throw him out for breaking things, but he always paid costs next day. That was only apology I ever got. Vito did not like to admit when he was wrong. And he did not like it when people told him he was wrong either. I told him anyway. One of others who spoke plain to him was Patrick, the butcher O'Leary. He fought with Vito many times, sometimes with fists. The butcher, his nickname for a reason. He is ruthless. Okay, he's also butcher by trade. But we all know his shop is cover for whiskey running. He worked hard while Vito did not work hard. Butcher told one of my girls he had dreamed of being top boss someday. How far would he go to get his dream?
Oh, gee.
Okay, next we'll hear from Anastasia the Wolf Volkov. Remember, she works for Natasha as one of her, girls.
I'm one of the Madame's girls, Anastasia the Wolf Volkov. The Madame took me on a few years ago. I was trying to get out of a bad situation. See, that's what the Madame does. Takes on girls like me and she puts us to work. Anyways, that's why I'm here. I work for the Madame and she gets invited to all these juice joints and I get to come along. I like to get all swanky, so she likes to bring me instead of the other girls. Most of the joints we go to are owned by old Vito. Now that's the boss to you. So we would see him and his cronies pretty often. Now, this ain't the first meeting that's ended in murder, but usually it happens more open-like. A fight breaks up, someone gets mad, and bam! There goes your torpedo. That's what we call the hired guns. How do I feel about the boss death? Oh, I don't know. How would you feel about the lowest level of scum you ever met suddenly meeting his untimely end? The boss deserved everything he had coming to him. You can't just treat people like that and expect Well, you can't expect to get off scot-free. And just to be open and honest or whatever, I'll admit it, the boss and I were lovers. Were lovers. He came into the club one night and he was buying us all drinks and he got real cozy with me. So yeah, we had a thing for a while, but then he dropped me like a sack of bricks for some other doll, just like that. And I ain't the first girl he's done that to neither. I guess I should have known better, but the boss can be real convincing when he wants something. But yeah, I'd like to spit on his grave, but that don't mean that I killed him. But you know who is capable of killing him? Willie, Cannonball O'Connor. Everyone here knows he's a violent hothead and he's been known to rough up people within an inch of their lives. Someone like that's a killer, you mark my words. Plus, there's something real off about Cannonball. His history before coming here was basically non-existent. He's always disappearing and no one knows where he goes. Someone sneaky like that's hiding a big secret. A secret big enough surely to want to knock off somebody who's figured it out.
Whew. Well,
There's a lot of finger pointing going on here, Olive.
I know. Everyone's being suspicious of everyone else. Well, deputies, the next person you're going to hear from is Patrick, the Butcher O'Leary. You remember him. He's the head of the Irish mob. Let's hear what he has to say.
Not that I need to tell you who I am, but I'm Patrick O'Leary. Call me the Butcher. Now, you might think that's because of me cover job downtown. I run the butcher shop. Well, 'twas my dad's before mine. What people don't know is I really use the butcher shop to further me other interest. Whiskey running. No, the reason they call me the Butcher is because no one messes with me and gets away with it in one piece. I'm not ashamed to say it. It's got me where I am at the top of the O'Leary crime family with men working for me all over the state. That's why I'm here tonight. My men are providing the whiskey while I meet with the higher-ups, like the Madame and Vito. Cannot say I'm surprised at the passing of Vito. He was drunk out of his mind tonight. He's making enemies just left and right and disrespecting all of us. Cannot believe he was the only person they had to lead the Vitali crime syndicate. He's a piss-poor leader and hell to work with. We heads of the family have to work with each other. It'd be chaos. Like last year. Last year, he got thrown out of Madame's for some drunken conduct or other, and we had to talk to Madame and her girls out of starting a war. Now, they've had to do the same for us. There's been plenty of near miss because of Vito's lack of respect for people. Now, I know the Madame's been probably telling tales about me and saying that I did it, but you'd have to be crazy to kill the head of a family. Now, Fat Tony, he's just crazy enough to do it. He's on Blarney Stone, if you know what I mean. He's always wanted to be the head of his own family. He'd probably pretend to be Irish to take over my family if he didn't mind getting his porcelain hands all messy. To be honest, if I had someone double dealing in my family, I would have iced them a long time ago instead of let them promote themselves mere minutes after the death of their Don. No. Tony's always wanted everything that the boss had. That included women, if you want to look in that direction.
Okay then. Next, deputies, we're going to hear from Willie Cannonball O'Connor. Remember, he works for the Butcher as his whack man.
Oh, that means he kills people, right?
Yeah, it does, Olive.
Oh, God.
I'm known as Cannonball. Willie O'Connor is what me dear mother calls me. I've been working for the butcher for about a year now. I'm his muscle. I just make sure nothing happens to him. You know, that's why I get invited to these events. It can be dangerous when you get all the heads together like this. Well, you can see that for yourself now, can't ya? I guess the boss didn't have anyone to watch over him, and look what happened there. That's why we don't have too many of these sorts of things very often. No one trusts anyone else in the business, and who can blame them? Everyone's out to get something for themselves. I can't honestly say I feel too much at the boss's death. I didn't really know him. I know what I heard from the little birds, but what I heard wasn't good. You see, how I understand it, the boss fell into his position on account of his father and his grandfather, and not on account of his smarts. He drank a lot, he spread his dough around, and he canoodled too much. He handed off much of the day-to-day to Fat Tony, who just takes it like a champ. But calling yourself the boss and not doing the job, well, that can get you whacked. I'll be frank with you. There aren't many people here that wouldn't benefit if that jerk met a sudden demise. I bet any of the other suspects would say the same thing. You see, the boss was not really considered an asset in any sense of the word. But if I had to guess who had the most to gain from the boss's horrific death? His wife. That tomato. Valentina Vitali. Oh, she does a good job acting as the grieving widow. And maybe she does mean it a bit. But from what I heard, all was not well with the two of them. A little, trouble in paradise, if you will. Everyone knows she was worried about him draining their empire. Maybe he stopped buying her everything she wanted. Maybe she didn't get that extra fur she'd been eyeing at the shop. Maybe she's hiding something darker.
Whew.
I feel like a lot of people are hiding a lot of things.
There's a lot of secrets in this group.
Oh my. Well, the next suspect you are all going to hear from is Fat Tony. If you remember, he's the right-hand man or the conciliary to the former boss, Vito. Let's hear what he has to say.
You've seen me around. I'm Anthony Pizarro, or Fat Tony as they call me. I'm the boss's conciliary, his right-hand guy. I'm the one who arranged this meeting between all the families here tonight. Now that's no small feat. Getting the families together, it's like pulling teeth. Everyone's got their schedules and rivalries. Convincing everyone that this meeting was in their best interest took everything I got. But I did as only I could. Now, with what's happened to the boss, it's only going to be that much harder to get all these families together again. Still, I know I can do it. People, listen to me. I'd say that the boss was taken too soon, and he wasn't old enough to go. They had a lot of life left, but in this job, ain't many of us get to retire, you know? So, yeah, it's a shock, but it's a shock we deal with. Comes with the territory. One false move could end you before you even know what's happening. And the boss, God rest his soul, well, he made a lot of false moves. He talked tough, but he didn't show no respect to heads of families. That's a big no-no around here. That ain't how we do things. Now, I tried telling him about what he was doing. He didn't like taking all that. Not even for me, his right-hand guy. I bet his ghost is wishing he listened to me now. It's too late for that, putz. It's gonna be bedlam in this family now that he's gone. The person I think who was most vexed by the boss's lack of respect was the madam. Boss used to go down to her place, create a big ruckus, just to get her riled up. She was never shy about wanting to see him sleep with the fishes. She would have the most to gain by a change in leadership in the Vitale family. And that's not all. Madam has a very mysterious past. No one knows anything about that broad before she appeared in town, and she's been hush-hush about it. Worth looking into, I say. And what I say goes.
Whew. I don't know that I would go digging around in Natasha's background. She kind of intimidates me a little bit.
She's very scary. And anyone with a Russian accent is scary.
All right, guys. The last person we're gonna hear from is Valentina Vitale. She's the wife, or I guess widow now, to the boss Vito.
So all these chumps call me the wife, but I prefer my given name, Valentina. That's Valentina Vitale. That's right, the boss's wife. So you better show me respect. Or at least, I was the boss's wife before someone went and knocked off my dear husband while I was trying to enjoy my night. So that's why I'm here. I put a pretty face on the family and am the hostess for the soiree. You might be able to enjoy yourself. But what about the rest of us? When someone you love has been taken from us so suddenly and brutally? I hope you don't expect me to continue to be a hostess for the soiree when I'm so worked up about my husband's death and somehow a suspect in his murder? I'm clearly trying to put on a brave face, but I'm so worked up inside. I married Vito when I was very young. Our families knew each other from the old country, so it was destined to happen eventually. He was romantic to me at first, his young wife. That was before... Never mind. That was before I found out about his never-ending need for more and more dams. One woman could never satisfy old Vito. And yes, I knew about all of them. How, you ask? Well, I had him tailed. Don't give me that look. You'd have done the same thing too if you had a husband sneaking around on you and spending all your money on other women. Who do you think was keeping him in check when he would visit the Madame's Club? Someone had to keep him from making too big a fool of himself and spending all of his money. That's what a good wife does. At least in this line of work. I'll tell you right now who killed my Vito. It was his ex-flame, Anastasia Volkov. They don't call her the wolf for nothing. She is much more vicious than she claims to be. She used to be involved with my Vito, but even I put a kibosh to that. There are some people that I may know of all his affairs and allow them to happen, but there are some people even I put a stop to. I could tell that girl was a wolf, waiting to sink her teeth into my Vito and drain him of all of his cash and reputation. From what I heard, she's got a new boo. Mum's the word.
Okay, well, you guys were listening to the suspects caterwauling away their sob stories. Olive and I have been gathering some vital evidence for you to consider for the first round of questioning. I'm gonna share that with you guys here. It looks like there was a lot of blood at the scene. And staff could hear two people arguing before the death. So a lot of blood at the scene, and staff could hear two people arguing. I mean, I guess that would make sense that there'd be arguing before he got killed.
I mean, sure, boss. No one's like, hey, why don't you murder me? That's fine.
This is true. This is very true. All right, guys. Well, with those two clues and having heard all of the information from the suspects, I want you guys to type in your little electronic typewriter so it pops up in my magic question box, in the little chat box, and we're going to take the first 15 questions that you have. Think quick. We don't have time to waste. Make sure your questions are clearly indicated as to which suspects you want to answer the questions. You can ask questions to individual suspects or to the whole group. So go ahead and get those sent into that magic little message box there.
Gee, boss, as people are putting in their questions, I'm gonna go off and look for more clues.
Yeah, Olive, why don't you go see if you can find some more clues? Go look. All right, guys. Well, while these questions are coming in, we'll welcome back our suspects from the first round of questioning. Natasha, the Madame Kropopuskov, Anastasia, the Wolf Volkov, Patrick, the Butcher O'Leary, Willie Cannonball O'Connor, Anthony Fat Tony Pizarro, and Valentina Vitali. All right, folks, we're gonna get going with some of these questions. The first question was from Anthony. How was he killed? Does anybody have an answer for that?
Dead.
I don't think we learned a lot from that first clue there, Miss Ellie.
This is true. I'll give you guys that one. Lauren wants to know who the guy is that you're seeing, Anastasia.
Guy, yeah. Okay. You know what? Sometimes a girl's got a canoodle. I'm sorry, Natasha, and I know your rule 100%, no boys, but a girl's got a canoodle. I'm sorry. I've been seeing Tony every now and then.
Irresistible.
Anastasia. Oh, I'm very disappointed in you.
I'm sorry, Natasha. You know I still have your back 100%.
Do you?
Of course I do. I'm sorry. A young girl like me's got a canoodle.
Oh dear. Well, it sounds like Anastasia and Natasha, you guys are going to have a conversation later on. Amelia wants to know, did anyone hear a gunshot? I'll start with you, Patrick.
I didn't hear a gunshot at all.
Anastasia?
I never heard anything. I'm sorry there, Miss Ellie.
Natasha, how about you?
No, I did not hear a gunshot.
Willie? Willie, we can't hear you.
There was no gunshot that I heard.
Fat Tony?
Didn't hear anything. No gunshot.
Valentina, did you hear anything?
I didn't, no.
Okay. Cannonball, the Reeds want to know why you're carrying a knife.
It's dangerous with all these people all together. Come on, you need some protection when you're around this sort of bunch.
Fair. The Roberts family wants to know where each suspect was before and during the murder. Valentina?
Well, I was waiting for the butcher to get my present out of his car.
Tony?
Well, you already heard. Anastasia can't get enough of me. We were in the closet, canoodling.
Oh,
Okay. Willie, where were you?
I was just in the bushes talking to someone. It's no business of y'all's.
Patrick, where were you?
Yeah, I was at my car getting that beautiful pearl necklace for Valentina.
Okay. Natasha?
if you must know, I went next door to my club. There was a little stray kitten that keeps running around, and I felt bad for it, so I was feeding.
Okay. Anastasia, where were you?
Well, I'm pretty sure that Tony kind of said it all. We were canoodling. Sorry.
Dana wants to know who was Vito seen. Valentina, can you tell us the answer to that?
What do you mean, who was Vito seen?
I think they want to know if Vito was involved with anybody at the time of his demise.
Not that I know of, but Vito was always involved with someone that wasn't me.
That is true. He was always with someone, but I dropped that rat.
Oh, let's see. There's only one woman in here who wasn't with somebody else at the time. Natasha?
I told you I was feeding stray kitten. I was with somebody else, just not a person.
Okay then. Millicent wants to know, Patrick, what was in your car that you wanted to show Valentina, and why are you showing it to her?
Well, it was a present for Valentina. It's that beautiful pearl necklace I gave her.
Okay.
Didn't you buy something nice for your woman?
That's true. We do like nice, pretty gifts sometimes. Anastasia, Linda would like to know, why did you hate the boss so much?
Why did I hate the boss? Did you not hear what I said? That man came into the club one night, bought us all drinks, and he was really close to me. But then he dropped me like a sack of bricks for somebody else.
He always
boss?
demanded respect, and he never gave me respect back. So I dropped him. I think I have a right to be angry with him.
Anastasia.
What? I dropped him, Natasha. You should be proud of me. I dropped that boss like a ton of bricks like he did it to me.
You should have never been with him in the first place.
Girl's got a canoodle.
Okay, ladies, okay. We'll address that issue later at a different time. Tina would like to know, Patrick, what was going to happen on Thursday night?
Oh, it's still gonna happen. We've got a nice big shipment of whiskey coming in from the Canadian border. It's a beautiful little plan that we worked up. Right, Valentina?
Yeah. And we have our Tony to execute it.
Ah, the beautiful little puppet.
Puppet?
Oh. You don't actually think you were in charge, do you?
I am in charge.
No.
No. Not even close.
Oh, okay, well, it looks like there's a little bit of a power struggle there. I'm sure we'll see more of that as the evening goes on. Dusty would like to know, has anybody changed clothes during the evening? Patrick?
Nope. Still wearing my same cute little bow tie.
Valentina?
The only thing I changed was this necklace.
Tony?
Dapper as always.
Natasha?
Still in my cheetah print and fur.
Anastasia?
Why would you think I would ever take off this gorgeous dress? Of course.
And Willie?
Look, I'm dressed the same as I came in.
Okay. CT Merritt, where is Natasha from again?
I am from Russia. Didn't we already discuss that? Gosh.
And why are you here?
Win7 would like to know again where Valentina was when the boss was murdered. They seem to be very interested in your extracurriculars, Valentina.
Apparently, maybe I should just write a book. I was waiting outside for the butcher to get my necklace from his car.
Mary would like to know where each of you were when Vito was found. So not where you were when he was murdered, but where he was found. So Valentina, where were you?
I was enjoying a drink with everybody else.
Natasha?
I was at the party, like Valentina said, with everybody else.
Patrick?
I was enjoying the company of Valentina. But I do remember it was Anastasia that found the body. And wasn't Fat Tony with her? Wonder where he was.
I was at the party like everybody else, having a good time. till I had to see you.
Okay,
Well, I had left Tony at that point, and that's when I found Vito. I went out through the front of the house, and I went around to the back, and that's where I found him.
Willie, where were you?
I was out back taking a smoke. It can be stressful in there.
I can understand that and sympathize there. Win 7 would like to know, is Fat Tony sleeping with Natasha? And if so, is she backing him for family takeover?
Please. I can't stand the madam. She's crazy. She thinks she can have real power. She can't have anything.
You need to
Excuse
respect her.
I have more power than you, Tony. You just take all the money. You're going to run the business to the ground.
I've been running this business and showing profit.
Natasha could run this family better than you could, Tony. I heard what you had planned for the family. Natasha's got this.
You just threw away your ticket, babe.
Look,
Who cares?
Oh dear. Okay.
look, Ellie, this is very simple. First of all, Natasha, you're not running the show. All right? Tony, you're still just a puppet. Valentina and I have got this all taken care of. We're running this whole town now. Understood?
After this is over.
No?
Tell him, boss.
Okay. Well, there was a lot that just happened right there, so we're gonna step back from that for our final question. And Amelia would like to know if the cat can give their testimony. Natasha.
You want me to go get Kitten outside right now and see if Kitten will talk to you? Are you crazy? Cats do not talk. Oh my goodness. Why don't you talk to Patrick? The butcher.
What did I do?
He's the guilty one.
Cats may not talk, but Vito sure did.
When I hear, so do you, Willie.
What do you mean?
He just
Tony.
didn't know how to keep his yap short.
I was gonna
I smell a rat.
All right, who's the rat?
I
I think we just
Willie.
covered that.
Oh, okay.
Willie?
Gee, I wonder where Olive is. She should. Oh, there she is. Hi, Olive.
I ran from the corner phone booth to tell you. The police have been called. They called me back. They said they're almost on their way, and I gathered some more evidence. Here's some more clues that I found.
Oh, perfect. Thanks, Olive. Let's see. What did you find? All right. Well, it looks like the cause of death was ruled blunt force trauma, and a crowbar was found near the scene. That seems like a rather abrasive weapon to use for murder. You'd have to have some serious strength, I think, to wield that. Okay, guys. Well, with the new set of clues in, think really hard, and we'll take the first 10 questions that appear in our magic mailbox.
And
remember, time's wasted. We have a murder to solve.
And remember, deputies, that like me and Ellie are the only ones that have gone to the scene, and the clues we've shared with you is all we know. So if you ask the suspects anything about the body or anything about the weapon or about the clues, they're not going to tell you much. You want to figure out things about their character and why they might kill Vito. So make sure you're not wasting your questions. I learned that on the phone with the police officer. He told me to give you that suggestion.
That's a good thought. That's a good thought, Olive. Thanks for sharing that information.
Thanks. I'm going to go sit down. Okay.
Okay, Valentina, Kelsey would like to know, are you canoodling with the butcher?
I wouldn't call it canoodling. That would imply that that's all it is. But yes, I guess.
It's not just canoodling. Is there more to it, Valentina?
Well, as the butcher has said, we're a team. We've been running this with Tony as our puppet.
Fair enough, I suppose. Did Vito know about you and the butcher?
I don't really know. Vito didn't pay much attention to me lately, so I never really got the chance to talk to him.
Fair. Do you guys know, has anybody been officially appointed to replace the boss?
Yeah, me.
That ain't so official, Tony. You did that yourself.
Yeah. I should obviously be running the business.
Natasha should be
Been
running the business.
I've been
Natasha's
running
got
the
this.
business.
Stop it, Valentina.
Just pointing out facts.
At least I didn't
The
have to
wrong
sleep my
fact.
way to the top.
First of all, again, we've been through this before. Valentina and I have got this. Tony, you can still pretend to run the show, but we'll be taking care of stuff, okay?
We'll discuss this later, where there's no witnesses.
All right. We'll go discuss it out at the hog farm. I'm sure you'll like that.
Okay, well, Beth would really like to know, Patrick, did you want Vito out of the way to have Valentina all to yourself?
Oh, part of it, yeah. That's just a bonus. Having Vito out of the way makes life so much easier around here. It's going to be a lot less drunkenness going around. We're not going to have to worry about water starting over stupid stuff. But having Valentina to myself will be nice.
Willie, Trisha wants some clarification. You said that you were talking to someone in the bushes, but then switched to in the back smoking. Which is it? And did Butcher and Natasha or Valentina see you?
Well, I hardly doubt they saw me, but I was talking to someone before I went to smoke. After I talked to my friend, I took a smoke. What's it to ya?
Butcher, did you see where Willie was?
No, I didn't. And now I'm getting a wee bit angry about it, Willie.
Get angry all you like.
Natasha, did you see where he was?
No, I did not. I know he went out back when we were all in the party, but I did not see where he went.
Fine. If you all want to know, I was talking to the sergeant, all right? You got it right. I am a snitch.
Thought I smelt a rat.
I guess I don't
Probably
even
smelled yourself.
Willie? We're going to take a little trip tonight out to the hog farm.
Yeah, if you make it. It sounded like a confession earlier. Sounds like
Oh,
you
don't
want
worry.
Valentino all to yourself.
Oh, okay.
No. You and I are going to go on a little ride. And
Okay.
we're not coming back.
Olive, I think we should probably keep Patrick and Willie separated for the remainder of the evening, unless we want to be solving another murder. Gentlemen. Yeah.
I'm watching
Patrick,
you.
did you have a crowbar in your car?
No, I think I have a tire iron, but not a crowbar. You know, though, isn't this near the Madame's place? Doesn't she have a crowbar around here somewhere? This is her house. She's probably got a shed. She's got something.
Perhaps. Willie, do you open the whiskey shipments, and do you need a crowbar to do that?
Well, of course. How else do you open a shipment nailed down?
Ah.
Okay. Tina appreciates that answer. And Beth wants to know, Natasha, are you running anything except an animal rescue for cats?
What? I fed one stray kitten. I'm not running any animal rescue for cats. I take care of my girls. I take in girls off streets and bring them to my lingerie shop. They work in my club at night. Stray kitten. One stray kitten does not mean I run animal shelter.
No, you're.
But she could do it if she wanted to.
Yes, but no, I don't want tons of cats in the club. That would get messy.
Okay. Valentina, if you had been running the family, have you also been the one running it into the ground?
Of course not. I've been running the family since I found out Vito was running it into the ground. As he's gotten older, he's gotten a little confused with how to do business deals. So I've just kind of been putting in input for him.
I
So
thought
I've
Tully was running the family.
He thought he was running the family.
I was running the family. I was filling all those holes. Me.
Okay.
Ooh, little bit of a turf war there. Dana would like to know, Patrick, do you still have the tools to change a flat tire in your car?
Yeah, they're still there. Unless somebody took them, but I didn't take them. They're still in the trunk.
Okay. Beth would like to know, she doesn't think anyone should go to the hog farm. That doesn't sound good. I guess that's not really a question. She just wants to let you know, Patrick, that the hog farm doesn't sound very nice.
It's really, let's put it this way. The hogs don't leave anything behind. I mean, there's never any evidence afterward.
I have a lot of fun at the hog farm.
Isn't that right, Willie? They've never found anyone we've bought out there before, have they?
I don't want to answer that.
Okay, I will just throw this out here again. I am a sworn Pinkerton agent, Mr. O'Leary, the butcher. So
Anything about
I would, yes, not keep saying that because that's a lot of information that you're admitting to. Okay.
Oh, come on. Like, I'm the only one in here that's killed anybody. I mean, look at the madame. We all know she killed her husband.
Okay, I killed Boris, all right? He also did not want me to run business, so I killed husband, came to America. But I shot him with gun. I didn't beat him. That's messy. Do not want to get hands messy.
Wouldn't divorce just be easier, Natasha?
No. It's way more fun when you finish off your husband. That's what I said.
Wait, so you killed your husband because he didn't want you to be independent. Didn't you say that about Vito also?
I may have said that, yes. But that didn't mean I beat him with a crowbar. Ugh. I would have.
Natasha doesn't need a man.
Don't forget about poor Misty.
Oh, that's true.
Misty broke rules, just like Anastasia did.
But,
Sorry.
but it's all okay now, Natasha.
It might be. You seem to be backing me very well.
I've got your back. You know it. Always.
Okay, last question here, folks. What's your weapon of choice? We'll just go down the line. Willie?
Well, I like knives. I like bats. Anything with some sort of nice heft to it. Nice, like, gets you nice and personal with them.
Natasha?
Well, I think we all know that's how I killed my husband, with a gun. Guns are quick and easy. You don't need to be close, just as long as you have good aim.
Fair. Anastasia?
Well, I've never killed before because, you know, I've got these needle arms that can't do much for me. So I guess if I were to kill somebody, I'd probably poison them somehow.
Fat Tony?
Let's dispense with the word weapon. Let's go with the better word. I like to call it tools. Being a right-hand guy, I have many tools at my disposal. Most of the time it's other people, and it's whatever art form they prefer to use. However, if it's a situation where I need to get my hands dirty, I don't really care, whatever is expedient. And as long as the job is done and there are no witnesses.
Valentina?
Well, the only thing I've ever killed was a fly. But if I did have to kill somebody, I'd probably choose to strangle them. It leaves less of a mess, and I won't get any blood on my gloves.
Patrick, I believe you're the last one that I haven't heard from yet.
Sure. Well, you know, when I'm not having somebody killed and I have to do it myself, I prefer to use me hands. Something that requires a good bit of strength. You know, I like throwing people around, throwing them into hog pens, things like that.
Well, you guys have all thought pretty carefully about your weapon of choice. All right. Well, I guess with that, it's time for us to vote. Now that we've heard all of the evidence, it's time to make a decision. Let's review the evidence so far. All right. So first off, we've got, hold on, let me get this up here for you guys. There was a lot of blood at the scene, and staff could hear two people arguing before the death. And the cause of death was ruled blunt force trauma, and a crowbar was found near the scene. All right, guys. So with that, a poll should have popped up on your screen. And what we want you guys to do is vote who the murderer is, what the weapon was that was used for the crime, and what you think the motive was. So I want you guys to all take a couple seconds and put it in the polls and get your votes in. And I'll wait to hear from Ms. Olive on when those votes are all in. All right, keep putting those votes in, folks.
Cannot believe, Willie. After all I've done for you, you go ratting me out to the cops.
What am I supposed to do? You barely pay enough to feed me kids.
Eventually, we're all going to be ratted out to the cops, especially if you guys keep killing people.
Valentina, are you sorry that your husband's dead?
I mean, yes, but a far better opportunity awaits me now.
If I were Valentina, I wouldn't be sorry. That guy was a rat, and he was trash, and he was a waste of time for anyone.
Yes, he
I
had
think
no.
that we can all agree on.
Thank
That's
you.
This may sound bad, but I'll drink to that.
What? Oh, okay, so I snuck out to see if the police were here yet, and I found the final piece of evidence. The final piece of evidence.
Hey, Olive. Well, let's see what this is. Let's see what that final piece is.
And it makes it super clear who it is.
Okay. Oh my gosh, it does. You're right. Fingerprints taken from the crowbar matched Cannonball. Willie, how could you?
He was going to blow my cover. I had to blow him down. I'm Cannonball. And look,
All
any
right.
of you would have done the same.
I told you he was a rat.
Will, I'm sorry to have to do this, but Willie Cannonball O'Connor, by the order of the Pinkertons, I place you under my custody until the police arrive. According to our investigation, you've been found guilty of the murder of Vito Vitale. You'll soon spend the rest of your days in jail. To the rest of our suspects, those of you that have confessed to unrelated crimes will be further investigated and tried for your crimes. Olive, please escort our former suspects out of the room.
Come on, everyone. Come with me.
Okay. Well, that's the show, folks. I would like to take off my Ellie hat. I'm going to speak to you now as me. My name's Abby. I would like to introduce our amazing cast. Jonathan Raymond played the boss, Vito. Rachel Douglas played Natasha. Amber Johnson, Anastasia. Corey Wall was Willie the Cannonball. Rick Stewart portrayed Patrick the Butcher. Hannah Lee was Valentina. Bob Morgan, Fat Tony. And Justine Moser was Olive Sweets, and she was also our wonderful, wonderful director who helped put this whole wonderful show together.
Thank you, and let's also give it up to Abigail Klein, who was our Ellie Hayes, and also helped me as being the assistant director. Everyone give a bow.
We would like to also thank Sarah Adams. She's our curator. She's the curator of the Edwards Place, and she also wrote and produced our show. Sarah, oh, there you are, Sarah. You popped on. Yay! We would like to thank you all for supporting the Edwards Place and the arts by attending our show. Edwards Place usually holds this event as a dinner in person, and it's their #1 fundraiser every year. If you enjoyed the show tonight, please consider giving a donation to the Edwards Place and the Springfield Auto Association to help them continue to bring programs into the future. Their curator, Sarah, is providing the donation link in the chat. It's right there, and you can click right away to donate. We thank you in advance. Thank you again so much for coming, and we hope you all have a wonderful evening.